Welcome to the Studying Brew episode 1131. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Well, joining me tonight. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching the replay. Full-fledged sports week. Full-fledged camp week, football camp week. That's why Andy hasn't been on. He is a team manager. I just declared it. He's team manager of our son's football team. I think the coach kind of declared it today too. And so he's really been organizing for 26 football players for the season, and so that's been taking a lot of his time. But okay, still got me. I'm Brandy. He runs the back office. I do this stuff. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We are going to do what we do best, and that is test taking techniques. I decided, even though it's Wednesday, it's not Tuesday, I decided let's do test taking technique Wednesday today. And what I'm going to do tonight is something a little bit different. Well, a little bit different. I've been doing this a couple of Wednesdays now, where I literally just have a quiz that I'm using to pull questions or use as examples. And I just pulled 6 questions in order. And I left the number of question up there. So you guys are going to see like back to back to back to back, just how often the techniques work in 6 consecutive questions, how often we have to apply content, those few things. So you guys can really get a sense of just how much content you could probably get away with not knowing, right? But first we got to get through our commercial. So let's go ahead. Let's get that started. I hope you guys are all having an amazing, wonderful day. Feel like it's been one of those weeks that you're like, oh, thank goodness it's already Thursday. But at the same time, you're like, whoa, is it already Thursday? Yes, that will be tomorrow. Today, it's still Wednesday, right? So, all right, guys. So we have a whole complete system, to help you get through content, pass exams. And the idea is that we have those course videos, right? We've got the course videos that are the ones that are just a little bit, they're formatted like a course. They're meant for you to be able to take course whenever you can or whenever you need to in your car as you're driving. Please don't watch while you're driving, but you can literally listen to the videos as you're driving. You can have them on while you guys are doing dishes, all of these things. Have course videos when you can. The idea is get through it as fast as you can, because we are really working with you mostly on application of the content. Sometimes, you need that little base thing. Stocks, bonds are different. That's the course video. But then through quizzing and through our live sessions over here, we help you apply the content. How to use all of that content you just got. That's what we teach you. We also have small group tutoring or one-on-one tutoring, depending on availability. And that is all available in our membership. We also have books available for sale. The books work with the program, or they are standalone. Of course, those interactive SIE and the interactive 65 won't work unless you're part of the program. Well, the interactive part won't, but the words are still there. You just don't have access to the videos unless you remember. But we have these videos for you guys. We have the study guides for you. And when I say study guide, it's kind of a little bit of how do I want to say? Doesn't tell the whole story about how much content is actually in those guides. It's not written in book form, so I feel weird calling it a book or a manual, but it's not a workbook because you're not filling anything out. It's a handbook, maybe, I don't know, but these have everything you need to know in a way that you need to know it universally, no matter who's asking the questions. And then, guys, we have this amazing Kona community. It's on Discord. It's a way for you guys to contact me throughout the day. It's a way for you guys to post questions. I get a lot of my ideas for the live sessions from your posts, all of these things. Connect with other studiers. It's a great place for positivity. And the whole idea is so that you know that you are not studying on your own. You're not studying alone. We got you guys. We got you. As a community, we're here for you. As a community, we all have probably felt what you're feeling as you're studying, and we all Got you. Okay. Now to contact us, that's at that 951-290-3077. Call or text. But I am going to say for the next couple of days, please text first. It's just going to be a lot easier to manage getting back to you faster if you guys text. Or you can always email us at KonaButterflyz@gmail.com. Go ahead and scan that QR code for the links, or just hit the links in the chat or in the description. And as always, guys, follow us on Instagram because we put our Kona Hall of Fame up there. And we also do our announcements up on our Instagram. So guys, follow us there so you get the latest, the greatest. I'd like to see you. Yep, we'd like to see you. Now, coming up tomorrow on our Kona Live schedule, we have a full day. We've got the SIE starting it off, the Series 65 right after that. And then we have Kona Study Hall. Now, what we're going to be doing in the SIE and the 65 is a live quiz. I'm going to open up a quiz in a certain topic, and we are going to hash out strategies, keywords, techniques. And you guys are going to help me with that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Don't worry, I don't call on you, but we don't have small group tutoring. That's the only thing we don't have tomorrow is small group tutoring. And then I will see everybody back here again for the Studying Brew, our last of the week tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We can't wait to see you guys. Deep breath. All right, guys. Are you ready to hash out some questions? I honestly think that that is probably one of the funnest things we do. On Wednesdays, we used to call it Wild Card Wednesday, still do, because this is the day that I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing. It's kind of the day that I feel like, let's do something, you know, maybe there's a really interesting news going around and it's going to affect our studying, or it's going, or, I mean, not our studying, but our content. Maybe there's a new rule that's going to be tested coming up in the next few months. Nothing's changed, guys. Nothing's changed. But do you see what I'm saying? We like to bring that stuff to you guys. So that way you are up on the latest and greatest information when it comes to testing in securities world. But I know what you guys are really here for. And I know you guys are really here for those test taking techniques. I know, I get you, right? So tonight we are going to probably have to do a little bit of content like we do on Thursdays. And we are going to do a lot of techniques. Now, you know, people ask me all the time, like how I approach quiz questions. I always try to do technique first. You know, everything that we do on Mondays and Tuesdays on the Studying Brew, the Kona catchphrase, the test taking technique Tuesday, I try to do those two things first. To me, it makes navigating content for whatever exam I'm studying for, it just makes it easier. It feels less stressful and less overwhelming learning that information, because I know that I could rely on the words on the screen. I know I got these test taking techniques, these test taking hacks in my little toolbox over here, and all of these things. And it just helps testing become easier. For those of you who have like test anxiety, this is magical. This is that edge, that extra little thing that you could do to your testing to help you. Now, if you guys are part of our program, we really dive deep on how to do this. We really dive deep on the test taking strategies. Tonight, we have a little bit more fun. We keep it a little bit more light, but I did want to show you how just navigating 6 questions in chronological order, how you can apply the test taking technique Tuesday stuff we do, the Kona catchphrase that we do on Mondays on the Studying Brew, and then maybe just adding in a little bit surface level, simple content. All right, so let's go. No more introductions. Let's go. Now, remember, like you guys, if you were to ever look at my question bank's overall scores, you're going to be like, man, that's a lot lower than I thought. Guys, there's sometimes I'm just hitting C just to get to the end of the quiz, like especially on like a question bank like STC, where they don't let you skip the question. You have to answer it. I'm just hitting anything to get to the end of the quiz, right? Sometimes I'm looking for certain things, so I'm skipping a lot. So my scores aren't reflective, but so sometimes I just open up a random quiz. If you're wondering why we're starting on number 14, I open up a random quiz. I pull questions kind of maybe over the next 2-3 weeks from that 150 question quiz. Okay. So now somebody said in the chat already, no impact. That would be D, right? I have push bond prices higher. I have more desirable. Hey, baby. Is that a wink right there? Hey, baby. I'm just kidding. Is that a wink? I don't even know how to do a wink. And then push bond prices lower. Now, what I do from here, and you guys are getting a really good lesson kind of on how I do my test taking strategies. I'm focusing mostly on the fact that these two are opposite of each other, right? These two are opposite. Now, I'm also noticing that they're talking about bond prices. So in my head, I know that if bond prices are low, I know that interest rates are high. Or if bond prices are high, I know that interest rates are low. That's called an association. That's that quick, simple, surface level keyword. Okay. And simply because we're talking about bond prices, right? So I'm going to open up my question. It says the Federal Reserve Bank is raising interest rates. So that is going to make my bond prices drop. You guys see what I just did there? That was surface level, super easy connection. No overthinking, wrote it out. Let's go to the next one. Don't dwell. Next one. So I have a face amount certificate company. I have an open-end management investment company, a close-end management investment company, and an equity unit investment trust. These two are the ones that are similar, right? Open-end, close-end. Now, I could say open ends as mutual funds, right? I could say I could go through the list of everything that they are. Or I could just kind of leave it at mutual funds because I don't know how deep I have to go because I haven't seen the question yet, right? And then C says close-end funds. You guys are absolutely right in the chat, by the way. Oops, sorry. It says closed-end funds. I meant to write publicly traded funds. I meant to write publicly traded funds, right? B is open-end. C is publicly traded. Now, somebody put A is different. And that's probably because they're looking at just the words, right? Which is not a bad practice to do. Now, my brain's going a little bit deeper on the fact that I know that all of these are investment companies under the 1940 Act, surface level content, right? So, and then actually A, B, C say company, D says trust. I've actually never heard of it as a face amount certificate company. So that's weird. But let's go. Let's go to the question. Right? Let's go to the question. The question says, which of the following issues only common stock? Well, my brain goes, okay, surface level content, right? I have open end, mutual funds, always new, redeemable, common stock only, full and fractional, buy at pop, redeem at NAV, next calculated, forward pricing, and then the board of directors sets the X date. Closed-end funds are publicly traded funds. They have a fixed amount. They are traded, right? Do you guys see where I'm going with this? I literally go da 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 da, right? And we can tell by what you guys wrote in the chat the answers be. But it's a memorization thing. It's a memorization thing and a match. A memorization thing and a match. Okay. Now, I know I just rattled off a lot of words, but honestly, it always comes down to key word connections. That's it. I'm not explaining why an open end is a mutual fund. I'm not explaining why it's redeemable, why it's always new. It's just I'm looking for the words that go together. Oh, lots, right? Now I'm looking at this one. I don't really want to read A, and I really don't want to read B. So I just go the industry insiders, the members that do not withhold, that members that may make, that members make. Oh, hold on. I see make and bonafide. I'm going to focus there. Then at the end of the question, it says below the public offering price or at the public offering price. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, oops, sorry, I circled the wrong thing. Boop. Below or at. Now, this is legit. At the public offering price is legit. Below the public offering price, nah, can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. I don't know what the question says. I don't know if I'm looking for the good one or the bad one. So I noted it. Boop. It says, for all of you who don't like questions like these, it says, look at, do I have to memorize the rule? Nah. It says restricted persons requires all except. So what is not required? Now, I probably wouldn't have used the word required. I probably would have said something like restricted persons, all the following true, except. It's so anyways, not required is the one that's nah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. Oops, that would be C. That's our answer. Nah, I don't think so. But do you guys see how I'm using very surface level content? I got to the techniques. I got down to C or D. I know you have to do at the public offering price. I know you can't do below public offering price. Boom. That's it. Why is that? I don't know. And honestly, I really don't care because I am not the one that I'm not needing to question why. I just have to match it. I don't need to know why. Match it. I don't remember a multiple choice question that really says at the public offering price because it's, and then like this deep meaning. No, it's at because it's what you're supposed to do. Right? Okay. Tax enforcement agency, primary regulator, the primary enforcement agency. Oh, wait, that's weird. The primary tax enforcement agency. So I've got enforcement agency, tax informant agency, tax informants agency. A and D, right? A and D. Those are the two that are similar. And then just to kind of figure out what A and D are different, this one says the individual states, and this one says the federal government, right? Let's go match up the question. The question says, the Internal Revenue Service is which of the following? The IRS is the feds. The IRS is the feds. We didn't even finish B. We didn't even finish C. We didn't finish B or C, and we still got to the right answer. Can you guys guess what kind of topic we're talking about here? Out of the money, in the money, at the money, at parity. That's right, we're talking about options. How many people are getting palms sweaty? The football team ate mom's spaghetti tonight. Not me. Somebody else's spaghetti. Right? But we're talking about options. Now, out of the money, like we can't really answer this question as much. Like we can't really kind of describe what out of the money is because we don't know if we're talking about a call or put. But if I really wanted to, I can go, okay, so this is a call. If you guys are really struggling with options, right? And I'm going to say, this is out of the money. This is out of the money, right? So the current market value, if it's up here, it's going to be in the money. And if the current market value is down there on a put, it's going to be in the money. Surface level content. Absolutely in the arrows we trust. Now, if you guys notice something, now this is where a little bit of content kind of happens. These two are opposite. This one is equal to, this is when the strike is equal to the price, right? Now, when it says, oh, I didn't even notice that it says at parity. You can't have parity, which is being on par, if you're not in the money. So this is actually kind of like the same as D. So we're going to cross off that. So now I'm really looking for equals or out. I'm looking for equals or out because parity me is the same thing as saying break even, by the way. Okay. So let's look at this wonderful question. The question says, XYZ is trading at 40 and XYZ 30 put is purchased at 3 would be. Now, remember what I just said. B and D are out because they're the same. And I said that at the money would have to be where the strike is equal to the price, right? I don't know about you, but that's the price is 40. That's the strike at 30. That's not equal. That's not the answer. The answer is A. Boom. And I didn't even have to figure it out. But basically, we're going to not focus. Oops, we're going to not focus on the put. I mean, on the call, because this is a put. This is a strike of 30. My current market value is 40. Not. It's out of the money. So now you guys got a trick, a little hack, and you guys got content. Y'all, unless you're taking the Series 7, don't be stressing about options. No, parity means you're breaking even. Parity means you break even because you're on par. This means you have to be in the money. Technically speaking, this is when your intrinsic value is the same as your premium. Technically speaking, that's what parity is. I mean, content speaking. So you can't have intrinsic value without being in the money. All right, I think it's the last one. Last one. All right, I have being charged, having been found as the cause of somebody got suspended, having been found to enter a misstatement on your application. Ooh, bro, don't lie. Being under SEC order to be barred from associating with a broker-dealer. Dude. All right, let's look at this. Obviously, these are all bad. These are all bad, right? But look at this one. Being under your barred, right? So this means you have a result. Okay. You have a result. It's been resolved. So this means it's been resolved and you got barred. You made a misstatement on your application. That's like pass. Like we got that. That's bad. Have been found as the cause of another person's suspension. Bro, that's bad. And then A says you were charged with a misdemeanor. You haven't been convicted. I mean, somebody might want to do an investigation, but there's no conviction there, right? You just been, hey, accused, legally accused, right? The question says automatic disqualification. So you're automatically disqualified. Well, if you're barred, you're automatically disqualified. If you make a misstatement on your application, you're automatically disqualified. If you cause somebody else to be suspended, bro, you're disqualified. But being charged, I can't fire you based on a charge. I can't cancel your registration based on a charge. I can fire you, but I can't cancel your registration. That is the less bad. Oops. That is the less bad of the 3, a 4. So do you guys see techniques? Try to find similar, try to find opposites, try to find difference, try to find numbers. If you can't, you go to associations, you look at the words. When you are done, you go to the question, you match it up. If you guys notice, there were levels to this thing, right? I'm just going to kind of scroll back real quick. There were levels to this thing, right? Technique, association. Technique, association. Technique, pretty much what we call common sense logic or Kona catchphrase. Technique, common sense. Technique, process of elimination. Technique, no, there was no technique in this. Kona catchphrase. Keywords. Make a match. Make sense? That is, like, if you guys notice, some took some time, some took less time. Just gotta roll through. Each question is going to have its own personality. Each question is going to have its own personality. Each quiz you do is going to have its own personality. It's not a one and done. You're going to have good questions. You're going to have bad questions. You're going to have simple questions. You're going to have deep questions. The idea is to use the strategies and use the techniques, every question to how you need to use it depending on that question in front of you. It can't be like, oh, I just had 15 questions and I didn't have to use techniques, or I just had 15 questions and all I did was use techniques. You're going to have that one where you have to do a little bit of thinking. You're going to have that one where you're like, what the heck? Every question is different. Okay. But you got the tools. Get the right mindset. Practice. We will see you guys tomorrow. So, Kona members, we've got a full schedule. Well, not the small group. Not small group tomorrow. And for everybody else, we got the Studying Brew, last one of the week. Cannot wait to see you guys. Hope you're practicing these techniques and these strategies in your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow. So make sure that you wash your hands, you don't touch your face, and you don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep the